Hi, thanks for using my court coach. I'm Sarah, and I'll be your instructor today as we talk about the Affidavit of Facts constituting contempt for domestic violence and/or custody and visitation. This is also known as Form FL-412. As with all our court forms, you want to fill in your identifying case caption information at the top. This form is not a standalone form. It would be attached to your order to show cause and affidavit for contempt form, which is Form FL-410, if you are seeking to have the court find that the other party is in contempt. With contempts, the important thing to remember, and this is especially true when it comes to the less black and white issues such as custody, visitation, or domestic violence, you need to be very specific about what you are alleging. With the financial issues, if a party doesn't pay support, that's pretty easy to show. They either have proof that they paid it or they have proof they don't pay it. Because custody visitation has so much gray area in it, the more detail you can provide, the better. And we're going to get through that. But you want to include for each violation of custody visitation, and that can be each time a party doesn't bring the child to you on your custodial parenting time, you want to include the date the incident occurred, what the order was, how it was violated, etc. So this form is actually pretty handy dandy, easy to use, but you're probably going to want to include some attachments that explain in further detail what happened. So the very top part of the form has to do with violations of restraining orders, and then the bottom part deals with violations of custody visitation orders. So whatever is applicable to you, you're going to mark that box and list the date that the incident occurred. So the top part is for restraining orders. If the citee, the person that you're seeking to have found in contempt, has violated the restraining order by contacting, molesting, harassing, attacking, striking, threatening, sexually assaulting, battering, telephoning, sending any messages to, following, stalking, and so on and so forth. You can kind of go through this and read it. But if they have violated any of those specific orders, then you want to include each incident that was a violation of that order. So include, and again, you're probably going to need an attachment, but include the date the violation occurred, and then you want to specify which order was violated. So reference the filing date of the order, how the order was violated, so specifically what the citee did to violate the order, and when it occurred. And again, if you're using an attachment, go ahead and mark the box that says continued on attachment 1. The next one has to do with if the citee has violated the restraining order by not moving from or staying away from the residence as ordered by the court. Again, you want to reference the date the restraining order was issued, how the order was violated, and when the violation occurred. The third one has to do with if the citee came within however many yards they were specified to stay away from you. So you would want to include, again, when the order was issued, specifically what part of that order was violated. So if they came to your children's school and that was one of the places they were to stay away from, and when the violation occurred. Number 4 has to do with relinquishment of firearms. If that was made in order and the citee did not relinquish their firearms, again, you want to specify the date the order was issued, which part of the order was violated, how the order was violated, when the violation occurred. Number 5 has to do with if the citee has not entered into a batter's treatment or anger management class if ordered. And again, you want to specify how the order was violated and the date that the restraining order was issued. The bottom one, number 6, now we're finally getting into custody visitation issues. And custody visitation issues, obviously your custody orders are most likely pretty lengthy and there's many facets to them. So again, I have to stress, just be very specific about what part of the order is being violated and list every single date, because each of those are going to be a separate count against the citee. So you're probably going to want to include an attachment to this. The reason I see contempt actions fail the most is because it'll just say something general like the opposing party did not return the child to me with no other details. So be as specific as possible. And then the bottom one is kind of our catch-all. If there's something very specific that maybe wasn't included above here having to do with either the issue of restraining orders or custody visitation, go ahead and include that. And again, be very specific about what the order that was violated is. You want to finish this form by filling in your name at the bottom, signing and dating it, attaching it to your form FL-410, and now it's ready to be filed. I hope you found this helpful. Good luck.